Bereshit bara Elohim et hashamayim ve'et haaretz. And the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the surface of the deep Mayim. And the ruach of Elohim moved upon the face of the Mayim. And Elohim said, Let there be light, and light was. And Elohim saw the light that it was tov. And Elohim divided the light from the darkness. And Elohim called the light daytime, and the darkness he called Lila. And the evening and the morning were Yom Echad. And Elohim said, Let there be a firmament in the midst of the Mayim, and let it divide the Mayim from the Mayim. And Elohim made the firmament and divided the Mayim that were under the firmament from the Mayim that were above the firmament. And it was so. And Elohim called the firmament Shamayim. And the evening and the morning were Yom Shani. And Elohim said, Let the Mayim under the Shamayim be gathered together to one place, and let the dry land appear. And it was so. And the Mayim under the Shamayim gathered to the gatherings, and the dry land appeared. And Elohim called the dry land earth. And the gathering together of the Mayim he called seas. And Elohim saw that it was tov. And Elohim said, Let the earth bud out grass, the herb yielding zerah, and the fruit aids yielding fruit after its kind, whose zerah is in itself upon the earth. And it was so. And the earth bud out grass, and herb yielding zerah after its kind, and the aids yielding fruit, whose zerah was in itself after its kind. And Elohim saw that it was tov. And the evening and the morning were Yom Shlishi. And Elohim said, Let there be light in the firmament of the Shamayim, to divide the Yom from the Lila. And let there be for signs witnesses, and for Moadim, and for Yamim in years. And let them be for lights in the firmament of the Shamayim, to give light upon the earth. And it was so. And Elohim made Asa 2 great lights, the greater light to rule the Yom, and the lesser light to rule the Lila, therefore namely the Kochavim. And Elohim set them in the firmament of the Shamayim to give light upon the earth, and to rule over the Yom and over the Lila, and to divide the light from the darkness. And Elohim saw that it was tov. And the evening and the morning were Yom Revi. And Elohim said, Let the Mayim bud out abundantly the moving creatures that have chayim and fowl that might fly above the earth, and the open firmament of the Shamayim. And Elohim created great whales and every living creature that moves, which the Mayim bud out abundantly after their kind, and every winged fowl after its kind. And Elohim saw that it was tov. And Elohim blessed them, saying, Be fruitful and multiply, and we fill the Mayim in the seas, and let fowl multiply in the earth. And the evening and the morning was Yom HaMishi. And Elohim said, Let the earth bud out the living creature after its kind, cattle and creeping thing, and beast of the earth after its kind. And it was so. And Elohim made the beast of the earth after its kind, and cattle after their kind, and everything that creeps upon the earth after its kind. And Elohim saw that it was tov. And Elohim said, Let us make men in our image after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creep upon the earth. So the word of Elohim created man in his own image. In the image of Elohim he created him. Male and female he created them. And Elohim blessed them, and Elohim said to them, Be fruitful and multiply, and replenish the earth, and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over every living thing that moves upon the earth. And Elohim said, See, I have given you every herb bearing zerah, which is upon the face of all the earth, And every eighth, which is the fruit of an eighth yielding zerah, to you it shall be for food. And to every beast of the earth, and to every fowl of the air, and to everything that creeps upon the earth, in which there is chayim, I have given every green herb for food. And it was so. And Elohim saw everything that he had made, and see, it was very tov. And the evening and the morning were Yom Shishi. So the Shamayim and the earth were finished, and all their hosts. And on the sixth Yom Elohim ended his work that he had made. And he rested on the seventh Yom from all his work that he had made. And Elohim blessed the seventh Yom and set it apart, because in it he had rested from all his work that Elohim created and made. And these are the generation of the Shamayim and of the earth when they were created. And the Yom that Yahuwah Elohim made the earth and the Shamayim, and every plant of the field before it was in the earth, and every herb of the field before it grew. For Yahuwah had not caused it to rain upon the earth, and there was not a man to till the ground. But there went up a mist from the earth, and watered the whole face of the ground. And Yahuwah Elohim formed man from the dust of the ground, and breathed into his nostril the breath of Chaim, and man became a living nephesh. And Yahuwah Elohim planted a garden eastward in Eden, and there he put the men whom he had formed. And out of the ground made Yahuwah Elohim to grow every eighth that is pleasant to the sight, and tov for food. The eighth Chaim also in the midst of the garden, and the eighth of that of tov and evil. And a river went out of Eden to Mayah the garden, and from there it parted and became 4 river heads. The name of the first is Pishon. That is one of the surrounding the whole land of Avila, where there is gold. And the gold of that land is tov. Bdellium is there, and onyx stone. And the name of the second river is Gihon, the same one that surrounds the whole land of Ethiopia. And the name of the third river is Tigris. That is the one that goes toward the east of Asher. And the fourth river is Euphrates. And Yahuwah Elohim took the man and put him into Gan Eden to work it and to guard it. And Yahuwah Elohim commanded the man, saying, Of every eighth of the Gan Eden you might freely eat, but of the eighth of the that of tov and evil you shall not eat of it. For in the yom that you eat from it you shall surely die. And Yahuwah Elohim said, It is not tov that Adam should be alone. I will make him a helper as his counterpart, as a connector. And out of the ground Yahuwah Elohim formed every beast of the field, and every fowl of the air, and brought them to Adam, to see what he would call them. And whatever Adam called every living creature, that it was the name of it. And Adam gave names to all the cattle, and the fowls of the air, and to every beast of the field. But for Adam there was not found a helper as his counterpart, as a connector. And Yahuwah Elohim caused a deep sleep to fall upon Adam, and he slept, and he took one of his ribs, and closed up the flesh in its place. And with the rib that Yahuwah Elohim had taken from man, he made a woman and brought her to the man. And Adam said, Now this time, this one is now bone of my bones, and this one is now flesh of my flesh. To this one she shall be called Isha, because this one was taken out of Ish. Therefore shall an Ish leave his Abba and his Ima, and shall be joined to his Isha, and they shall be Basa Echad. And they were both naked, and the Ish and Isha were not ashamed. Now the serpent was craftier than any beast of the field that Yahuwah Elohim had made. And he said to the woman, Is it Emet? Has Elohim really said, You shall not eat of every eighth of the garden? And the woman said to the serpent, We might eat of the fruit of the eighth of the garden. But of the fruit of the eighth which is in the midst of the garden, Elohim has said, You shall not eat of it, neither shall you touch it, lest you die. And the serpent said to the woman, You shall not surely die, for Elohim does know that in the yom that you eat of it, then your eyes shall be opened, and you shall be like Elohim, knowing tov and evil. And when the woman saw that the eighth was tov for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and the eighth to be desired to make one wise, she took of the fruit of it, and did eat, and gave it also to her husband with her. And he did eat. And the eyes of both of them were open, and they knew that they were naked. And they sewed fig leaves together and made themselves aprons. And they heard the voice of Yahuwah Elohim walking in the garden in the cool of the yom. And Adam and his Isha hid themselves from the presence of Yahuwah Elohim among the 18 of the garden. And Yahuwah Elohim called to Adam and said to him, Where are you? And he said, I heard your voice in the garden, and I was afraid, because I was naked and I hid myself. And he said, Who told you that you were naked? Have you eaten of the eighth that I commanded you that you shall not eat? And the man said, The woman whom you gave to be with me, she gave me of the eighth, and I did eat. And Yahuwah Elohim said to the woman, What is this that you have done? And the woman said, The serpent deceived me, and I did eat. And Yahuwah said to the serpent, Because you have done this, you are cursed above all the cattle, and above every beast of the field. Upon your belly shall you go, and dust shall you eat of all the yamim of your chaim. And I will put enmity between you and the woman, and between your zerah and her zerah. He shall crush your head, and you shall be grazing up at his heel. Unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply your sorrow and your conception. In your sorrow shall you bring out children, and your desire shall be to your husband, and he shall rule over you. And to Adam he said, Because you have listened to the voice of your Isha, and have eaten of the eighth of which I commanded you, saying, You shall not eat of it. Cursed is the ground for your sake. In sorrow shall you eat from it all the yamim of your chaim. Thorn also and thistle shall he bring out for you, and you shall eat the herb of the field. By the sweat of your face shall you eat lechem, until you return to the ground. For out of it you were taken, for dust you are, and to dust you shall return. And Adam called his Isha's name Hawa, because she was the Ima of all living. Unto Adam also and to Isha did Yahuwah Elohim make coats of skin and clothe them. And Yahuwah Elohim said, See, the man Adam has become one other to know tov and evil. And now, lest he put out his hand and take also the eighth chaim, and eat and live leolam vaed. Therefore Yahuwah Elohim sent him out from Gan Eden to work the ground from where he was taken. And he drove out the man, and he placed at the east of Gan Eden cherubim and flaming sword that turned in every direction to guard their way back to the eighth chaim. And Adam had known Hawa his wife, and she conceived and bore Cain, and said, I have gotten a man from Yahuwah. And she again bore his brother Abel, and Abel was a guardian of sheep, but Cain was a tiller of the ground. And in the process of time it come to pass that Cain brought from the fruit of the ground an offering to Yahuwah. And Abel his brother also brought out of the becherot of his flock and of his fat. And Yahuwah had respect for Abel and his offering, but Cain and to his offering he had no respect. And Cain was very angry, and his face displayed hate. And Yahuwah said to Cain, Why are you angered and annoyed, and why is your face displaying hate? If you do well, shall you not be accepted? And if you do not do well, sin lies at your door, and its desire is for you, but you shall rule over it. And Cain talked with Abel his brother let us go out into the glen. And it came to pass when they were in the field that Cain rose up against Abel his brother and killed him. And Yahuwah said to Cain, Where is Abel your brother? And he said, I don't know. Am I my brother's guardian? And he said, What have you done? The voice of your brother's dam cries to me from the ground. And now are you cursed from the earth that has opened its mouth to receive your brother's dam from your hand? When you till the ground, it shall not from now on yield to you its strength. A fugitive and a wanderer shall you be in the earth. And Cain said to Yahuwah, My punishment is greater than I can bear. See, I have driven out of this Yom from the face of the earth, and from your face shall I be hidden. And I shall be a fugitive and a wanderer in the earth. And it shall come to pass that everyone that finds me shall try and kill me. And Yahuwah said to him, Therefore, whoever kills Cain, vengeance shall be taken on him sevenfold. And Yahuwah set a mark upon Cain, lest any find him should kill him. And Cain went out from the presence of Yahuwah, and dwelt in the land of Nod, to the east of Gan Eden. And Cain knew his Isha, and she conceived and bore Hanok. And he built a city, and called the name of the city after the name of his son Hanok. And to Hanok was born Irad, and Irad begat Mehujael, and Mehujael begat Methusael, and Methusael begat Lamech. Lamech took 2 wives. The name of one was Adea, and the name of the other was Zillah. And Adea bore Yaval. He was the Abba of such as dwell in tents, and of such have cattle. And his brother's name was Yuval. He was the Abba of all such as handle the harp and organ. And Zillah, she also bore Tuval Cain, and an instructor in every kind of brass and iron tool. And the sister of Tuval Cain was Naamah. And Lamech said to his wives, Adea and Zillah, Shema to my voice, you wives of Lamech, listen to my speech. For I have slain a man to my own wounding, and a young man to my hurt. If Cain shall be avenged sevenfold, truly Lamech 77fold. And Adam knew his Isha again, and she bore a son, and called his name Shet. For Elohim, she said, has appointed me another Zerah instead of Hevel, whom Cain killed. And to Shet also there was born a son, and he called his name Enosh. Then men began to call upon the name of Yahuwah. This is the score of the generation of Adam. In the Yom that Elohim created man, in the likeness of Elohim he made him, male and female he created them, and blessed them and called their name Adam, in the Yom when they were created. And Adam lived 130 years, and begat a son in his own likeness and after his own image, and called his name Shet. And the Yamim of Adam after he had gotten Shet 800 years, and he begat sons and daughters. And all the Yamim that Adam lived were 930 years, and he died. And Shet lived 105 years, and begat Enosh. And Shet lived after he begat Enosh 807 years, and begat sons and daughters. And all the Yamim of Shet were 912 years, and he died. And Enosh lived 900 years, and begat Kenan. And Enosh lived after he begat Kenan 815 years, and begat sons and daughters. And all the Yamim of Enosh were 905 years, and he died. And Kenan lived 70 years, and begat Mahalalel. And Kenan lived after he begat Mahalalel 840 years, and begat sons and daughters. And all the Yamim of Kenan were 910 years, and he died. And Mahalalel lived 65 years, and begat Yared. And Mahalalel lived after he begat Yared 830 years, and begat sons and daughters. And all the Yamim of Mahalalel were 895 years, and he died. And Yared lived 162 years and begat Hanoch. And Yared lived after he begat Hanoch 800 years and begat sons and daughters. And all the Yamim of Yared were 962 years and he died. And Hanoch lived 65 years and begat Methushelach. And Hanoch had his halakha with Yahuwah after he begat Methushelach 300 years and begat sons and daughters. And all the Yamim of Hanoch were 365 years. And Hanoch had his halakha with Elohim, and he was not, for Elohim took him. And Methushelach lived 187 years and begat Lamech. And Methushelach lived after he begat Lamech 782 years and begat sons and daughters. And all the Yamim of Methushelach were 969 years and he died. And Lamech lived 182 years and begat a son, and he called his name Noach, saying, This one shall comfort us concerning our work and toil of our hand because of the ground that Yahuwah has cursed. And Lamech lived after he begat Noach 595 years and begat sons and daughters. And all the Yamim of Lamech were 777 years and he died. And Noach was 500 years old, and Noach begat Shem, Ham, and Japheth. And it came to pass, when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born to them, that the sons of Elohim saw the daughters of men that they were beautiful, and they took for themselves wives of all which they chose. And Yahuwah said, Mahuach shall not always strive with men, for that he is also flesh, yet his Yamim shall be 120 years. They were Nephilim in the earth in those Yamim. And also after that, when the sons of men came into the daughters of men, and they bore children to them, the same become mighty men who were of old, men of fame. And Elohim saw that the wickedness of men was great in the earth, that every imagination of the thoughts of his life was only evil continually. And he bothered Yahuwah that he had made men on the earth, and he grieved him in his life. And Yahuwah said, I will destroy men whom I have created from the face of the earth, both man and beast, and the creeping thing and the fowl of the air, for it bothers me that I have made them. But Noach found favor in the eyes of Yahuwah. These are the generation of Noach. Noach was a tzaddik man, imperfect in his generations, and Noach had his halakha with Yahuwah. And Noach begat 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. The earth also was corrupt before Elohim, and the earth was filled with violence. And Elohim looked upon the earth, and see, it was corrupt, for all flesh had corrupted its way upon the earth. And Elohim said to Noach, The end of all flesh has come before me, for the earth is filled with violence through them. And see, I will destroy them with the earth. Make a teva of gopher wood. Wombs you shall make in a teva, shall cover it inside and out with tar. And this is the design that you shall make it. The length of the teva shall be 300 cubits, the width of it 50 cubits, and the height of it 30 cubits. A window shall you make to the teva, and a cubit shall you finish it above. The door of the teva shall you set in the side of it, with lower, second, and third story shall you make it. And see, I, even I, do bring a flood of Mayim upon the earth to destroy all flesh, in which is the breath of Chaim from under the Shamayim, and everything that is in the earth shall die. But with you I will establish my brit, and you shall come into the teva, you and your sons and your Isha and your sons' wives with you. And to every living thing of all flesh, 2 of every sort shall you bring into the teva, to keep them alive with you. They shall be male and female, of all the fowl after their kind, and of cattle after their kind, of every creeping thing of the earth after its kind. 2 of every sort shall come to you, to keep them alive. And take for you all food that is eaten, and you shall gather it to you. and it shall be for food for you and for them. So Noah did according to all that Elohim commanded him, so he did. And Yahuwah said to Noah, Come you and all your bait into the teva, for you have I seen tzaddik before me in this generation. Of every clean beast you shall take by 7, the male and the female, and the beasts that are not clean by 2, the male and the female. Of fowls also of the air by 7, the male and the female, to keep all Zerah alive upon the face of all the earth. For in 7 yamim I will cause it to rain upon the earth 40 yamim and 40 nights, and every living substance that I have made I will destroy from off the face of the earth. And Noah did according to all that Yahuwah Elohim commanded him. And Noah was 600 years old when the flood of Mayah was upon the earth. And Noah went in, and his sons, and his Isha, and his sons' wives with him into the teva, because of the Mayah of the flood. Of clean beasts, and of beasts that are not clean, and of fowls, and of everything that creeps upon the earth, they went in 2 by 2 to Noah into the teva, the male and the female, as Elohim had commanded Noah. And it came to pass after 7 yamim that the Mayah of the flood was upon the earth. In the 600 years of Noah's Chaim, in the 2nd Kodesh, the 17 yom of the Kodesh, the same yom where all the fountain of the great deep broken up, the windows of the Shamayim were opened, and the rain was upon the earth 40 yamim and 40 nights. In the same yom entered Noah and Shem and Ham and Japheth, the sons of Noah, and Noah Isha and the 3 wives of his son with them, entered the teva. They and every beast after its kind, and all the cattle after their kind, and every creeping thing that creeps upon the earth after its kind, and every fowl after its kind, every bird of every sort. And they went in to Noah into the teva, 2 by 2 of all flesh, and which is the breath of Chaim. And they that went in male and female of all flesh, as Elohim had commanded him, and Yahuwah shut him in. And the flood was 40 yamim upon the earth, and the Mayim increased, and lifted up the teva, and it was lifted up above the earth. And the Mayim prevailed, and were increased greatly upon the earth. And the teva went upon the face of the Mayim, and the Mayim prevailed exceedingly upon the earth. And all the high hills that were under the entire Shamayim were covered. 50 cubits upward did the Shamayim prevail, and the mountains were covered. And all the flesh died that move upon the earth, both of fowl, and of cattle, and of beasts, and of every creeping thing that creeps upon the earth, and every man. All in whose nostril was the breath of Chaim, of all that was in the dry land died. And every living substance was destroyed that was upon the face of the ground, both men and cattle, and the creeping things, and the fowls of the Shamayim, and they were destroyed from the earth. And Noah only remained alive, and they that were with him in the teva. And the Mayim prevailed upon the earth 150 yamim. And Elohim remembered Noah and every living thing, and all the cattle that were with them in the teva. And Elohim made a wind to pass over the earth, and the Mayim subside. The fountain also of the deep and the window of the Shamayim was stopped, and the rain from the Shamayim was restrained. And the Mayim returned from off the earth continually. And after the end of the 150 yamim, the Mayim were abated. And the teva rested on the 7th Kodesh, on the 17th yom of the Kodesh, upon the mountains of Ararat. And the Mayim decreased continually until the 10th Kodesh. In the 10th Kodesh, on the 1st yom of the Kodesh, were the tops of the mountain seen. And it come to pass at the end of the 40 yamim that Noah opened the window of the teva that he had made, and he sent out a raven which went out back and forth until the mayim were dried up from off the earth. Also he sent out a Yonah from him to see if the mayim were abated from off the face of the ground. But the Yonah found no rest for the sole of her foot, and she returned to him into the teva, for the mayim were on the face of the whole earth. Then he put out his hand and took her and pulled her into him into the teva. And he stayed yet 7 more yamim, and again sent out the Yonah out of the teva. And the Yonah came into him in the evening, and see, in her mouth was an olive leaf plucked off. So Noah knew that the mayim were abated from off the earth. And he stayed 7 more yamim, and sent out the Yonah, which returned not again to him anymore. And it come to pass on the 601st year, in the first Kodesh, on the first yom of the Kodesh, the mayim were dried up from off the earth. And Noah removed the covering of the teva, and look and see the face of the ground was dry. And in the second Kodesh, on the 27th yom of the Kodesh, the earth was dry. And Yahuwah spoke to Noah, saying, Go out from the teva, you and your Isha and your sons' wives with you. Bring out with you every living thing that is with you, of all flesh, both of fowl and of cattle, and of every creeping thing that creeps upon the earth, that they might breed abundantly in the earth, and be fruitful and multiply upon the earth. And Noah went out, and his sons and his Isha and his sons' wives with him. Every beast and every creeping thing, and every fowl and whatever creeps upon the earth after their kinds went out of the teva. And Noah rebuilt an altar to Yahuwah, and took every clean beast and every clean fowl, and offered burnt offering on the altar. And Yahuwah smelled a sweet fragrance, and Yahuwah said in his love, I will not again curse the ground any more for men's sake. For the imagination of men's love is evil from his youth, neither will I again smite any more every living thing as I have done. While the earth remains, seed time and harvest, and cold and heat, and summer and winter, and Yom and Layla shall not cease. And Elohim blessed Noah and his son, and said to them, Be fruitful and multiply, and replenish the earth. And the fear of you and the dread of you shall be upon every beast of the earth, and upon every fowl of the air, upon all that moves upon the earth, and upon all the fishes of the sea. And to your hand are they delivered. Every moving thing that lives shall be food for you. Even as the green herb have I given you all things. But flesh with the chayim in it, which is its dam, you shall not eat. And surely the dam of your lives I will require, at the hand of every beast will I require it, and at the hand of man, at the hand of every man's brother will I require the chayim of men. Whoever sheds dam by man shall his dam be shed, for in the image of Elohim he made man. And you be fruitful and multiply, bring out abundantly in the earth and multiply in it. And Elohim spoke to Noah and his sons with him, saying, And I, even I, will establish my brit with you, and with your zerah after you, and with every living creature that is with you, the fowl, the cattle, and every beast of the earth with you, from all that go out of the teva to every beast of the earth. And I will establish my brit with you, neither shall all flesh be cut off any more by the mayim of a flood, neither shall there be a flood any more to destroy the earth. And Elohim said, This is the token of the brit that I make between me and you, and to every living creature that is with you, for perpetual generations. I do set my bow in a cloud, and it shall be for a token of a brit between the earth and me. And it shall come to pass, when I bring a cloud over the earth, that the bow shall be seen in a cloud. And I will remember my brit which is between me and you, and every living creature of all flesh. And the Mayim shall no more become a flood to destroy all flesh. And the bow shall be in a cloud, and I will look upon it, that I might remember the everlasting brit between Elohim and every living creature of all flesh that is upon the earth. And Elohim said to Noah, This is the token of my brit which I have established between my word and all flesh that is upon the earth. And the sons of Noah that went out of the Teva were Shem, Ham, and Japheth. And Ham is the Abba of Canaan. These are the 3 sons of Noah, and from them was the whole earth filled. And Noah began to be a man of the soil, and he planted a vineyard. And he drank of the wine and became drunk, and he was uncovered within his tent. And Ham, the Abba of Canaan, saw the nakedness of his Abba, and told his 2 brothers outside. And Shem and Japheth took a garment and laid it upon both of the shoulder, and went in backwards, and covered the nakedness of the Abba. And their face were backward, and they saw not their Abba's nakedness. And Noah awoke from his wine, and knew what his younger son had done to him. And he said, Cursed be Canaan, and Eved of Avadim shall he be to his brothers. And he said, Baruch et Yahuwah Elohim of Shem, and Canaan shall be his Eved. And Elohim shall enlarge Japheth, and he shall dwell in the tents of Shem, and Canaan shall be his Eved. And Noah lived after the flood 350 years. And all the Yamim of Noah were 950 years, and he died. Now these are the generation of the sons of Noah, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. And to them were sons born after the flood. The son of Japheth, Gomer, and Magog, and Madai, and Yavan, and Tuval, and Meshech, and Tiras. And to the son of Gomer, Ashkenaz, and Riphath, and Togarmah. And the son of Yavan, Elisha, Tarshish, Shittim, and Dodanim. By these were the isles of the nations divided in their lands, and every one after his tongue, and after the mishpachot in their nations. And the son of Ham, Cush, and Mitzrayim, and Put, and Canaan. And the son of Cush, Seba, and Havilah, and Savta, and Raamah, and Savtecha. And the son of Raamah, Sheva, and Dedan. And Cush begat Nimrod, and he began to be a mighty one in the earth. And he was a mighty hunter before the face of Yahuwah. That is why it is said, even as Nimrod the mighty hunter before the face of Yahuwah. And the beginning of his malchut was Bavel, and Erech, and Akkad, and Calneh in the land of Shinar. Out of that land went out Asher, who built Nineveh, and the city of Rehovot, and Calah. And we send between Nineveh and Calah, the same is a great city. And Mitzrayim begat Ludim, and Ananim, and Lehavim, and Naphtuim, and Patrusim, and Kasluhim, out of whom came Plishtim, and Kaphtorim. And Canaan begat Sidon, his Wachor, and Chet, and the Yebusite, and the Amorite, and the Girgashite, and the Hivite, and the Arkite, and the Sinite, and the Avadite, and the Zemarite, and the Hamathite. And afterward were the Mishpachot of the Canaanite spread abroad, and the border of the Canaanite was Sidon, as you come to Gerar, to Azar, as you go to Sedom, and Amorah, and Admah, and Zeboim, even Lasha. These were the sons of Ham, after the Mishpachot, after the tongues, in the countries and the nations. And to Shem also, the Abba of all children of Ever, the brother of Japheth the elder, even to him were children born, the children of Shem, Elam, Asher, and Arphaxad, and Lud, and Aram. And the children of Aram, Uz and Hul and Gether and Mash. And Arphaxad begat Canaan. And Canaan begat Salah, and Salah begat Ever. And to Ever were born 2 sons. The name of one was Peleg, for in his Yamim were the earth divided. And his brother's name was Yoktan. And Yoktan begat Almodad, and Sheleph, and Hazar Mavet, and Ura, and Hadoram, and Huzal, and Dikla, and Oval, and Avimael, and Sheva, and Ophir, and Avila, and Yovav. All these were the sons of Yoktan, and their dwelling was from Mesha, as you were going to Sephar, Ehar of the east. These are the sons of Shem after the Mishpachot, after the tongues, and in their land, after the nations. These are the Mishpachot of the sons of Noah after the generations, in the nations. By these Mishpachot were the nations divided in the earth after the flood.